Right now, Bitcoin's at about 50K. It's a little ahead of schedule in both my models and some others we've looked at for where the price of Bitcoin is going to. But it's time to do some in-depth analysis to find out exactly where we are in the cycle, what we can expect next, and beyond. So if you clicked on this video because you want to know whether it's time to get in or get out, then you are in for a treat. It's time for a little Bitcoin breakdown. Let's get it. BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap gets you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.io. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the largest crypto channel in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. If you like money in crypto, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, guys, right now we're running a competition on Bybit. If you want to sign up for the competition and win up to $6,000, make sure to go on over to bitboycrypto.com/Bybit to learn more. Now, if you care about the price of Bitcoin and want more content like this in order to predict where the market's going, make sure to smash those likes for us so YouTube knows you like this type of video. In this one, I'm going to be breaking down Bitcoin, where it stands and where it's heading to. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you whether or not we're still on track for a six-figure Bitcoin and the exact number that I'm looking at. Now, I know many of you are newer to crypto, so we want to be able to help you get your bearings. The first thing we have to remember when it comes to crypto is that it's cyclical. Basically, we have large macro bull and bear cycles built within basically a 4-year time frame. Bitcoin is 12 years old this year and is now on its 4th cycle. The first 3 cycles have all behaved the same on a basic level. As many YouTubers say, in crypto, history may not repeat, but it sure as heck rhymes. The meaning behind this is that we have seen similar moves and trajectories for Bitcoin throughout its history. This means that on some level, Bitcoin is predictable. These 4 cycles always end at the same point, which is the Bitcoin halving occurring every 210,000 blocks. Many times it's closer to 3 years and 10 months, but let's just call it 4 years. The halving is where the amount of Bitcoin miners earn from a block gets cut in half. Start at 50 BTC, then 25, then 12.5, and right now miners earn 6.25 BTC per block. Let me tell you a better way for us normies to think about it. Every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin produced gets cut in half. Today, there are about 900 Bitcoin produced per day. In 4 years, it will drop down to 450. Right now, corporations and investment funds are buying way more of the Bitcoin supply on a daily basis than is being produced. This means they have to dip back into the already current circulating supply. The rarity and scarcity of Bitcoin has never been more clear. Now, one chart we've looked at a ton on this channel is the stock to flow model for Bitcoin created by Plan B on Twitter. I think I'm actually going to try to get him on the show to talk about this model soon if he's willing to do it. So basically, this chart maps out the relationship between the production and the supply. When the production is cut, the supply increases in value. The stock is the supply, and the flow is the circulation rates of that supply. So the stock to flow ratio. And what you'll find is that these ratios tend to be very predictable, or at least they have so far. This zoomed in area is the current bull run. Now, as you can see, we started this one lagging a bit behind the model when the red thick line dipped under the thin blue line. But now, as it heats up and moves into the orange color, you see we are a little over the line, and this is normal. You see, the stock to flow chart is basically the mean of where the prices should be based on everything we talked about. When you look at the 3 previous bull runs, you see that we always way outperform the averages of where the prices should be. Plan B came out last spring and said that the stock to flow model was now showing a $289,000 Bitcoin. And I'm telling you guys, that's something you have to pay attention to. I have. So far in the history of Bitcoin, this chart has never really been off. The most accurate prediction model in Bitcoin history. It's kind of like one of those things where you look at the model and say, no way that can actually happen. And then we get a pandemic. And then we get unlimited money printing in the form of stimulus. Then we get political turbulence. And you start to wonder how the charts seem to know that all this is coming. It's almost like the more Bitcoin continues on, the more it wrecks economies and flips them on their heads. People are waking up to what money is. But that's a different video. The point you need to walk away understanding here is that Bitcoin is cyclical. The rest of the crypto markets follow suit. So let's take a look at the timeline I laid out for Bitcoin. In late 2019, I said Bitcoin would hit all-time highs in November to December of 2020. Then in early 2020, I gave an exact date of all-time highs for Bitcoin on December 23rd, 2020. I said give or take a week. Of course, BTC hit all-time highs literally 1 week before on December 16th. How was I so close? Well, it all has to do with the Bitcoin cycles. So after we hit those numbers, it was time for me to predict where I thought Bitcoin would go and when. In the video above, I gave you guys a timeline from where I thought Bitcoin had to go to hit 225K. As you can see, we're well ahead of schedule for the $225,000 Bitcoin. But as numbers increased so rapidly in mid-December, I decided I need to create a higher prediction model. This is when I came up with my new model for where Bitcoin would be and when. In this second video, also found above, I gave what I believed would be a better prediction for Bitcoin. I averaged 3 models together, the stock and flow model at 289K, the Citibank prediction leak for 2021 at 318K, and then the model from the last Bitcoin cycle where Bitcoin 18x'd its previous all-time highs, which put Bitcoin this time at 360K. Those numbers averaged together gave me $322,000. And of course, as with anything, the exact number isn't that important, but I do believe the ranges are. I will be shocked if Bitcoin doesn't fall between 289K to 360K during this cycle. And while people love the $500,000 predictions, I just don't see it. 500K, though, will be a number people have in their heads, for sure, and could be the target many people focus on as the profit-taking begins in the $300,000 level. 500K to BTC would make you a millionaire. So a lot of people will mistakenly try to hold out for that and get wrecked. We'll come in a later cycle, but not this one. So let's examine where we are now in regards to my price model I made when we hit new all-time highs. If you were to take the day we hit all-time highs on December 16th and were to average the amount Bitcoin would have to move per day to hit $50,000 by March 15th, that would be an average increase of $333 per day. That would mean, as of today, we should be at $44,006. As of the time of this writing, we're at $51,500. This means we are 17% higher than we expected. If we were to apply a 17% higher number to each spot on the timeline, that would give us targets of $58,500 by March, then $88,000, then $117,000, and finally $263,000 at the peak. But as you know, crypto is very volatile, so the date upon which I run these models will greatly determine the model's outcomes. But notice one thing here. When we recently had our terrible dip in the markets, where did it go to? In the $44,000 range. Applying my model of putting Bitcoin at 50K on March 15th, where should we be right now? In the $44,000 range. You can't make this stuff up. To me, this indicates that the bottom end of the range is just that, the bottom. I believe we can expect much higher numbers. Now, if we were to go back just 5 days ago and we hit all-time highs around $58,500, we actually would have been 36% above where we needed to be to hit 50K by March. So let's rerun the numbers with a 36% increase. Suddenly things start coming into focus. The new numbers will put us at 68K by March, 102K by June, 136K by August 1st, and drumroll, 306K by September 28, 2021. How amazing is that? Firmly right in the $300,000 range. Pretty unbelievable how accurate the cycle prediction models are, and this should show that to you. If you want to know the significance, of course, of the September 28th day, drop September 28th down below in the comments so I know you want to see that. But what do you think the price of Bitcoin will be by the end of this year? Drop those comments down below. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.